Morning, everyone, and I'm delighted to bring you ex-cricketing star Monty Panesar to Proper Tea with OBI. Monty, welcome. How you been doing, mate?
I've been really good, but I don't have my cup of tea.
Where's yours?
Oh, you haven't instructed me.
Sorry, I should have pre-warned you. But how have you been getting on during lockdown?
Yeah, it's been a tricky one for me, to be honest. I think you look as a whole, for people in the world, this is like, I think it's that time where you're trying to get some discipline into your life, like social distancing, self-isolation, and there's a time to spend time with your family members as well, where you don't get a lot of time. So what I believe is that as a nation, there's kind of a mixed reaction to it. There's some people who are not following it. There's others who believe that, yeah, let's have an extended lockdown. We don't want to have a second outbreak like it happened in Japan or other countries. And it's that sort of time where, as a nation, we've got to listen to the government and support the NHS. That's what it's about. So for me, I believe that this is an interesting time, for the people of our country, and an interesting time of how people are behaving. We see different types of behaviors. We see people in Richmond Park or Skegness like it's a bank holiday and people are just crowding in. There's others who are really following and don't want to go to the hospital, making sure the immune system is really strong so the virus doesn't attack them. So I think what we've seen is, I think the government has been quite polite, diplomatic,
Yeah.
for the public to actually understand that, let's be honest, guys, this is an order. It's an order for everyone. The people of my country, they must not go out. They must wear a mask when they go out. They must do social distancing.
I think
And
you're
I think
right.
Boris,
It seems
yeah,
to have
and I
slipped
think,
a little bit, doesn't it?
yeah.
People are relaxing a bit too soon.
Well, I think it's difficult because we're a democracy, We're a democratic country where we take everyone's views. And the advantages of a democracy is that when you're in a problem and you need a solution, you can come out of it very fast.
Yeah.
So some people are saying, oh, our economy is not going to be great. But you look at UK, you look at America, it's a democratic country, while China is slightly more communist, that you tend to find, and history tells us, that whenever you have a problem, you tend to find a solution a lot quicker when you take everyone's views into account and have that sort of fairness about everyone has a right to share their views, their opinions. And I think you see that people will come together and they'll just find that they will accelerate like a train once this coronavirus is over.
I've since the lockdown, obviously, I've not been able to see my colleagues now for 5-6 weeks. When you finished playing, and I've missed the interaction and seeing them. But when you finished playing cricket, how was it? Did you miss your old teammates? And what was your favourite
Well,
team?
that's a really good question. That's a really good question you're asking me there, and I found it very interesting. I found that while I was in lockdown, I wanted to speak to all my cricket mates, and I don't know why. I had the urge to just to connect with all the cricket players that I played with, not my family members, not my friends, my relatives, no one part of the Panesar family tree. Did not want to get in touch with them. It was just about my cricket family.
That's
My cricket family tree. Yeah, the people I played with England. Like, I remember doing a house party chat with Michael Vaughan. It was just so nice connecting with him and having just a chit chat. Then I also rang Darren Buff because he just makes me laugh and just love his character. I honestly think he's just a funny guy, and I always warmed to him. I know his children really well, and he's just a funny guy. And Freddie again as well. Freddie's I'm always in touch with Freddie. It's such a strange thing that Freddie's been on Talk Sport that he gets me out of bed in the morning to listen to him.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
And I'm like, Freddie, like I never used to get up 6 in the morning, and suddenly my mom's downstairs taking the dog out for his morning pee in the garden. And she goes, what are you doing downstairs? I said, I'm listening to Freddie, or I'll get up and I'll put it on and I'll listen to it in my room. And I'm like, this is what, like, Freddie's always been very close to me because he backed me when he played my first test match. He was a captain. And when I was a youngster, I didn't really back myself as a player. I used to always look for like reassurance, even though I had talents. I was a very talented cricketer. Like, Graham Diddy, he was amazing, rest in peace. He really backed me. He thought I was just like amazing cricketer. And a lot of people saw that, but I didn't see that in myself. And someone like Freddie, who has confidence in abundance, I think he helped me with my confidence. He helped me to say, look, what you got to back yourself, and I back you. Now you need to back yourself. And I think that helped me a lot in my life.
Well, he's got a lot of time for you, but which is good. He'll always be there for you, Freddie. But what was the best team you played in? What was your favourite times as a cricketer?
Well, Fred, I remember the Mumbai Test match when I was with Freddie, and we won that Test match there, Test match Mumbai. And during lunchtime, we sang Johnny Cash song, "Ring of Fire."
Yeah.
And I was like, well, what is this? Like, this international cricket, like I've never sang together. We just start singing, and off we went outside, and we won. We won the Test match, and it just shows that like, what Freddie is. He's a larger than life character. He's one of them sort of people, right? You put him, you put shit all over him, and he will walk out looking like roses.
Okay, so you're not allowed to say Freddie for this answer, but in cricket, the captain obviously has a lot of control and is very important about how the game is ran. So, who was your favourite and most inspirational captain, and why were they a good leader?
I think for me, it has to be Michael Vaughan. Michael Vaughan was probably the best for me because he got the best out of me. He knew what got me out of bed. I love to have a cricket ball in my hand, spin it, and take wickets, and that was it. And take wickets for England, win games for England. And he could see that, and he just let me do that, and that was it. He goes, just bowl and spin the ball for me. And he was brilliant at doing that. He knew what motivated me, and he said, just do that. And that allowed me, for my mind, to just have that single, focus. Because let's be honest, life is complicated. If we keep it simple in our mind, we allow room for the complications to take place as well. If we're already complicated within ourselves, then you're starting, not starting off a great place. And I think Michael Vaughan had that ability to simplify things in your life and make things really simple for you. And he just knew how to get the best out of me. And I think he really enjoyed getting the best out of people. I think he really enjoyed it. I think he had a skill in doing that and various characters. It wouldn't be just, the great players. It would be like all different types of characters. Me being a Sikh cricketer, going into the England dressing room, with a different, I remember Michael Vaughan saying this is a breath of fresh air, where I just love playing cricket, love bowling. All I do is just love cricket. And I think he just allowed me to love the game and bowl and just spin the ball and not worry about all the other things that come being an international cricketer. And that's why I felt he got the best out of me.
I was listening to a podcast the other day, and Rob Key was talking about his most impressive captain, and he said the same as you, Michael Vaughan. And he just said he had a knack of making him feel very confident. And one day at Lord's, he said, "Come on, Keys, it's about time you get on that board." And he went out and got a double 100 against the West Indies. And he said exactly the same as what you said about Michael Vaughan. So it's really interesting. But another one. So when you were playing, in particularly for England, you went away on very long tours, could last 2 to 3 months. clearly you wouldn't see your friends or the interaction with your friends and family. I suppose in some respects people have got the same issues now, although they're in the same country, that they can't see their close ones. What advice have you got for people that are in lockdown and struggling to see their loved ones now?
Well, there's one thing called Zoom. If people have got technology and they can, yeah, just send a Zoom invite and you can speak to them on face to face, you know, like we're doing right now. But I know what it's like. You know, you need the human interaction. You need to see them face to face. But this is the best thing from it. You know, you can speak to people on video calls, and this is the wonder of technology. You know, it's really interesting. Like my granddad's like 94, and he knows how to use Facebook and like things and put different emojis on, and you know, it's like really tech savvy. So I think you know, if my granddad at 94 can be tech savvy, let's be honest, I think you know, most of the people in this world could do it as well. And he's from India as well. You know,
Yeah.
you know, people you know, who are that old, they tend to have their way of thinking. They think technology didn't exist in our day and age. But I think now it's honestly like, if people need to adapt with times, and technology is one of the ways. You know, I think artificial intelligence is going to be huge in the next few years, and this is one way. You know, if you feel like for example, like I said, all I wanted to do was speak to my cricket mates, no one else, and I kept on just ringing everyone, and everyone's probably thinking, why is he ringing us? He hasn't rang us for a year or so. But it's just that feeling of connecting with cricket, and I thought my best way would be by just having a 2-minute chat and then bugger off.
Yeah. So when you were away, because a lot of cricketers have suffered, haven't they, with anxiety, depression, particularly when they've been away on long tours. Did you turn to your teammates to keep things ticking over while in your mind?
I think for me, if I'm loving cricket and I'm enjoying cricket, then everything is fine. It's not a problem. But what I believed was that when you can't talk to someone, for example, if you feel like, yeah, I just don't feel like I'm enjoying cricket as much, I'm putting too much pressure on myself, they're the sort of conversations that you want to have with your like best mate in the team.
Yeah.
Or a friend or a sports psychologist, where if you're feeling that you're not enjoying the tour, or you're not enjoying cricket, because there's going to be players, let's be honest, out of 15 players, there's going to be a few who are going to enjoy, a few are not going to enjoy. So the ones who are not enjoying the tour as much, speak to someone, speak to what's going on in your mind. What are you not enjoying? I don't enjoy the country. It's really out of my comfort zone. I'm used to like what it's like maybe in the UK, but this is, you know, completely different. It's too hot for me. All of these little issues, everyone's going to have something that's going to be uncomfortable for them. And you need to talk about it either with your friend or your sports psychologist. And the lighter conversations, like, yeah, you can have it with a cricket coach, but he's got like, 15 players to look after. He's got so much to do that the less small talk, once something is bugging you in your mind and you don't feel comfortable, talk about it straight away. Or do something, you know, put your favorite music on, read a book, eat your favorite food, like do something that you like doing, because then that will allow you to not keep, it'll keep eating away if you don't talk about it. And suddenly, as you eat away, it's like you're digging yourself a hole, and you're going to just keep digging it, and then soon that hole will get really big.
So the message is to talk, because I think people are going to, people will struggle in this lockdown period with similar issues. So that's good advice.
Well, yeah, like I think that's a great point you've raised. I think the question I would ask people who are listening in is, I raise my hand, 5. I'll say 5. Now, 4 fingers and a thumb. You need to know, as a person, when things don't go well, who are my 5 people I can talk to? It could be the neighbor. It could be one of my best mates. It could be
a dog.
Possibly, yeah, dog could be one. Business partner, whatever. Yeah.
And once we've seen you pumping iron, doing the boxing on social media. What have you been doing for your 1 hour a day?
Yeah, what I try and do is I try and do Instagram live fitness videos that I follow.
Yeah.
And there's a group, I'm involved in these Insta videos, and I follow some PT sessions. I find with my age now that I find it easier to follow people but motivate myself. So I rather follow someone doing exercise and follow them than actually motivate myself and exercise by myself and just, you know, write a session out. I think I find it a lot easier just looking at an Insta video live pro, and there's so many PT trainers who are doing these things that you just go there, do it for half an hour, and that's it. So yeah, daily exercise is important for good mental health. So yeah, I really recommend for people to do exercise every day.
That's very good. And just a few quick cricket questions to finish. So you were fortunate, obviously, to play right at the top level, but was getting your first Test wicket in Sachin Tendulkar, one of the world's best ever batsmen, your career highlight?
I think it was one of my career highlights. Taking my first Test wicket was amazing. I absolutely loved it. You can see it in my celebrations. I was on the field with all my teammates enjoying that joyous moment. Now that was that kind of like helped me, you know, to start and kickstart my kind of international career. But I think the promise that I showed early in my career, I don't think I quite followed it through later years. And you know, possibly should have played, I believe, maybe between 80 to 100 Test matches. If I really played to my full potential, possibly taken 250 to 300 Test wickets. So I think for me, I'm about 100 wickets short to where I should be. So that's what I felt. I felt I had a huge. I started off like a rocket, and I should have kept on, you know, going at that pace.
When my 10-year-old was bowling his full pace at you in the garden, you actually look quite a good batsman as well.
Yeah, look, Vaughnie always said that to me, and a lot of my teammates. He goes, "You look amazing in the nets. I just don't know what goes on in the middle." And even I remember Alistair Cook saying to me during the academy, he goes, "You're batting really, really well, but suddenly one ball you snick, and I don't know what's happening there." And that's always been my batting. You know, I look good, but then that's it. After a few balls, I'm out.
And who would you say is your best mate from your cricketing days?
Best mate? Oh, well, I've got quite a few that I always speak to. I wouldn't say, like, a best mate is someone that you share everything about yourself, right?
One of your 5?
Well, one of my 5, yeah, like one of my 5s. I think for me, what I find in cricket is that I don't need to constantly speak to a cricket mate or people like that. But I think the ones who are close to me that I always like speaking to, like obviously Freddie is definitely one because he backed me, and you know he's been huge in my career influence, and we've shared some great memories together on the cricket field as well. Michael Vaughan has to be another, you know, which I've always talked to, and he's been brilliant. These two are really important, like for me, because they've had a huge impact on my career.
Yeah.
You know, they've been very, very influential. And if I had to, you know, these two probably be the most key ones. Swanee is another one as well because he's my spin partner, and we've played a lot of cricket together at Northants. And I always enjoyed. He was one of my. I loved bowling with him. He was absolutely brilliant. You know, Swanee was awesome. You know, you kind of like think the way I'm thinking, like my best mate side is where I've had like really fond memories, but also I also have a really good connection as well.
Yeah.
Where you know, we have a really good time, you know, together with good mates. Matt Pryor was another one. He was a really good friend. He was my wicket keeper. He used to get on my back all the time, but I knew it was for the good of me. You know, it was to get the best out of me. And I used to hate it, but he did get the best out of me. I'm not going to lie about that. So, you know, he did it in his way. He was good. But yeah, he was, you know, he wanted the best out of people, and he managed to do that as well.
And are you still playing any cricket now?
Well, there's been a couple of clubs who are saying it'd be nice to come back and play club cricket where I played last year, possibly Shenfield or Hornchurch. I've also was training at Northants and seeing if I can train, at Northants. I was actually training at Northants, but with this cricket season half, it's like, oh, this coronavirus has come completely the wrong time. But
Yeah.
the health of the nation is far more important than my ambitions to make a cricket comeback. But if there is an opportunity after this coronavirus has died down and we've still got like 7 to 8 games of red ball cricket, I'll probably send an email out to all the counties, one final hurrah, and see what happens. You just never know.
You should go for it. And one final piece of trivia is that there's a rumor that you've got unusually big hands, which helped you spin the ball. Can you are they really big?
There you go. Yes, they are very big hands. The thing is, mine and Freddie's hands are the same size, but he had the coordination to catch a cricket ball, and I didn't. And I guess that's where that's how far our comparisons lie.
Okay. Well, listen, Monty, we're going to be working with you to do a charity charity cricket game even in the summer as soon as we can, if we can. We'll be announcing details soon, called the Full Monty. We're going to get a celebrity 11 together and play against the corporate Manchester business world. So
that's it.
Thanks very much for. Oh, James has just walked in. Thanks very much for coming on today, Mons, and take it easy, mate.
Thanks, mate. Thank you very much. I look forward to working.
Top man.